What is going on, everybody? This will be the 11th episode of the Dragonball Legends podcast. Audio check, so chat, let me know how my voice and, of course, all the other guests' voice are in the chat. I'll be paying attention to that. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Pomzor here, who is our host for the show. Take the floor, Pom.
Thanks, Nas. And welcome everybody to Dragonball Legends podcast, episode 11. Playtime's over. And before we go on into our topics, make sure to follow us everywhere. We have so many social medias that we now have a link tree. You can also check out 59gaming.com for all our socials and to learn more about our members. And speaking of members, today we are joined by the number one Bebop.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, we have a first timer on 59, but he was on the UTTP podcast before. We have DB Zoom here today. What's going on, man?
Oh, what's good, guys? Just chilling.
All right, we are also joined by Dragonball Joe, who just recovered, and we're glad to have you back. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Hey, guys.
We are joined, obviously, by the homie Goresh.
All right, guys, it's time to talk about some stuff.
Podcast and stuff.
Let's do it.
Right. We also have you just heard Nasdarachi already.
Hello, everyone.
And we have ZVG.
Wagwan. I pray.
All right. So today our topics are Zenkai Go. We're going to talk about, is he worth the grind or not? Is he worth as a unit? We want to take a look at that social media campaign on Twitter where you had to get like 10K retweets in an hour and all that stuff. We're going to talk about the raid, obviously, and there will be time for some wild speculation and some tangents today before we go into questions. So with that said, we're going to go over, and I know that Goresh put out a showcase on Zenkai 7 Gotenks. So as a unit, how do you feel about him?
Well, he's not really modern. And what I mean by that is he would have been really good if he came out like 5 months ago. But right now, as it stands, he doesn't really feel or look like a unit that would be competitive in this meta right now, because the power creep has gotten so out of control that he's not really doing anything that would warrant him to be included on a team, right? Like, it feels to me like they created this unit like 5 months ago and then just didn't release him and waited intentionally until now. Maybe the problem was that they felt the Legends Road team with 3 Zenkai units would be too good back when Trunks released, and that's why they waited so long in between that and now. But I don't know, man. He's supposed to be a defensive type. He tanks okay, but it's not good enough in this meta. It's just not.
None of the passives that they added for his Zenkai buff his defense. The first one. No, that's just a rework of his old passive. The super confident fusion, you're underestimating my awesomeness, and super awesome fusion power. Not a single one of those new Zenkai abilities buff his defense whatsoever.
Well, the only damage cut he has is dependent upon you switching him in and then going out and then going back in again, right?
That's so weird. That is so weird, dude.
He's probably one of the least defensively inclined defensive units in the whole game.
And then does he at least do some damage? Because I actually have not really played with him.
Hopefully he does some damage, because all these buffs are damage buffs in his Zenkai passives. But Goresh,
He does okay damage. The best part about him, in my opinion, is the card draw speed. Because he gets level 1 card draw speed on switch in, and he has reduced blast cost. So he actually has a pretty good string of combos he can put together when he comes in, but it's not like, whoa, like make sure you grind this guy up all the way. It's not like that, you know.
I think that once we start getting more Zenkai units for Legends Road, he'll just be a good bench unit pretty much at that point. So not much other teams you can run him besides the Legends Road, because if you run him on Fusion, you're not going to replace Kefla. You're just not going to do that. So a little bit of a tricky situation there.
Easily better.
Much better. Yeah.
They need to start bringing out the Legends Road Zenkais more often, because they took way too long to release the Gotenks Zenkai from when Trunks came out. Like, they took way too long, bro.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. They do that quicker.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think way
they're-
too long. But when they do actually come out, they're not as expected and they're not that good. In all honesty, so
think-
it's a long wait for them.
Yeah, I think the problem is
Right.
they tried to time it so it's like, oh well, we don't want Legends Road to be the best team in the game, and they're like, okay, we're gonna wait like 4 months to release this Gotenks, and then like pretending to be like they're good judges of how the meta is in the game is like just not good. And then they try to like time it so that it would actually be balanced, and it just ended up being bad.
Yep.
Yeah, there's also the problem of if they increase the pace of the Zenkai's Legends Road, there's only 3 left, and then what? Like then the team is done, okay, but they're not releasing new units to keep pace with the Zenkai's of the
Yeah.
old ones.
They need some more free units to come out. They just
Yep.
need to put more in the game. To be honest, this just hasn't.
Whatever
been made.
Whatever happened to rising battle units? Like, did they just stop
Yeah.
doing that for some reason? I have no idea why they just stopped doing it all of a sudden.
Actually, if you've noticed, Vegito is actually still there. I mean, Vegito's just. I don't think I've seen. I can even pull it up real quick, but I don't think I saw a end date on Vegito. So, I think that's just mainly for new players. But if they decide to go like the same route and Zenkai these units, that'd be great. But I don't see that in the near future. I mean, you never know, but I think that imagine a Zenkai Red Vegito. That'd be great. I mean, I love that unit already. But if he keeps up with the meta, that just kind of break it as well. So
Yeah,
they're really on thin ice, to be honest. I
mean-
mean, what they could Zenkai or not.
Yeah, I mean, not even like our Legends Road, like Rising Battle. There's been no new free to play unit since I think Kakarot Goku.
Oh
Think
yeah,
about
that's a
that.
long
Yeah,
time ago.
yeah, he's
true.
been the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely an issue. And another thing, they can't just they can't just bring out banners like with like pay to play like all the time, like these banners, which is fine, and no new events at the same time. Like you got to at least bring some free to play aspects of events for new characters at the same time, some way, somehow. You know, I mean, I understand that they're catering to the newer players, which is definitely a priority as well. But I mean, you got to also look at your returning players as well. So that's my viewpoint. So
I have no idea why they stopped doing the events like the Goku and the Android 21. Like, those events were like good units for like teams that needed them at the time, right? They made them better and stuff. So I have no idea why they just stopped doing it all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Like, just bring it back. Simple as that.
it beats me too. I have no
actually,
idea.
actually, I take it back. Don't bring it back because I have like 0 energy tickets, and that's an issue.
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. So don't bring
yeah.
it back, please. I
Yeah,
can't afford to form another Kakarot or Android 21 unless they barrage us with energy tickets.
Well, they still need to bring it because we need some more free units. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's somewhat of a problem too. But
think about how much of a defensive monster Vegito would be when he gets Zenkai'd.
That'd
Even though that did no damage to him.
be like
You
Prime
can't
Fat
block
Boo. Be like Prime Fat Boo, bro, on steroids.
Yeah.
yeah, then they definitely, obviously, they're gonna have to come up with a whole new format for Zenkai and Rising Battle units. But hopefully, they're like working on that.
Hopefully.
I think.
I mean, I remember when. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't think Red Vegito is gonna be the first one. Just if they were gonna do Rising Battle units and they're gonna time it recently, I think they would do the Rage Broly to
Broly,
coincide with
yeah.
the DBS Broly movie anniversary, right? So like
Yeah, that would be a
hypothetically,
good one.
say we are getting Gogeta Blue for New Year's, that would be great to Zenkai the Rage Broly, to throw some other DBS Broly love, some of the older characters too potentially.
Yellow God Vegeta for God Key. Thank you.
Oh, I thought about that. I would love that. That character just looks really cool, and he's got like a cool little cover change. If he could just kind of fix up his kit, his damage, and all that good stuff, I think they kind of do need a yellow unit too. I mean, no, actually, never mind. I take it back. They got Champa. I completely take that back.
But
Yeah, I was gonna say-
that's one option. That's one option.
they
Yeah,
still
that's
need-
one option.
They need
I'll
more
take
than
that.
one significant option for that role.
And on top of that,
Yeah.
yellow is the worst typing in the game. So
If anything, I see more of the God Goku getting Zenkai before that Vegeta.
Well, they do need that red too, so it's like either one doesn't really matter.
The God Vegeta is. Did they come out at the same banner, or is the Vegeta older?
No.
Vegeta's older.
The Vegeta is older. Yeah, he's older for sure. Because the red Godku came out.
with Beerus, the
Yeah,
best
yeah,
unit in
yeah.
the game when he came out. That Beerus, wow, he was smoking.
Yep. Okay, I
Actually-
remember that. That was actually
Smoking
a
tier 5. Yup.
Does that tier even exist?
Rookie tier 5. He had no team. They did him dirty on the original banner.
It's almost like Deborah, huh? Yeah, so I guess you can use Gotenks as a bench unit for Legends Road if you have like the. I mean, what do you think? How does he stack up against Kid Goku and against the Trunks?
I think he's below them both.
But he is, yeah, easily.
How far?
Yeah. A tier, like no, like half a tier or so, like below Trunks, but like a full tier below Goku for sure. Because
Okay.
Goku is the best one out of all of them, right? And
Yeah.
he's still good
Easy.
to this day. So it's like, yeah, he's like a
So he
tier
has
below
like an
Goku.
amazing team, regardless of that. I just feel like
Also,
with Gold Tanks, it's like nobody's gonna run a Legends Road team unless like you just really want to, but it's not a viable team right now, and especially now in the fusion meta. Fusion meta is not it's not the top anymore. I mean, people still could use them, but they're never like somebody said earlier. Nobody's gonna replace Kefla because she's just more viable than Gold Tanks. Gold Tanks will literally just be there as a bench or not. Like
nah,
he's
does
not
it buff the
an
team.
option.
By the
Yeah.
way, the
That's
biggest.
Kefla's so many banners up.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, Kefla's been on like a million banners.
Right.
But you like literally, I don't know if any of you grinded this Gotenks, but I'm telling you guys right now, this is the worst grind in the game. If you want to max out this Gotenks, 14 stars, 400% in the soul boosting system,
Yeah.
this is the worst grind.
yep. I heard the drop rates have been terrible. Like, bro, like, why
you know
did they?
what?
I think I spent over 2,000 energy just to get him done.
How do you have
Imagine having that
2,000 energy? How did it get?
I buy the pack every day. That's it.
That's insane, man. That's insane. But you know
And
what?
I literally every opportunity to buy energy, I do it. So like login bonuses every day, I pick energy. I buy energy with my weekend tickets. I buy energy with everything.
Damn. I should follow that method though, because I got none.
It's the only way to get to have enough energy in this game.
Super rush way.
Dude, didn't they nerf the amount of drops you get like from the Kid Goku event to this Gotenks event? Like it's significantly worse in the Gotenks
It
event.
is,
like
yeah.
why do that?
because
Doesn't make any sense.
they're noticing Goresh by the ticket. So Goresh, I'm kidding now. No, we're
No, okay,
talking
well,
about
you're actually not
No.
wrong because every possible thing they do in this game. So like, remember when they introduced the equipment reroll system?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Every equipment after that became like significantly worse to get a good roll on. You know why?
Yep.
Because they're compensating for the fact that they have a reroll system. Guess what? The same thing's happening with the
Yep.
energy system too. Because now they're like, oh, you have like a million ways to get energy. Guess what? We're gonna make it harder to do stuff now.
But there isn't enough there isn't enough energy to get from the places where you can get energy. So it's like it's counterintuitive, basically.
Mhm.
It is. I completely agree with you. It's just not a well designed system at all.
I
No.
think it's more designed for the casual player in mind, and it's more designed to Goresh. Like I think they're doing exactly what they wanted, bro. Like for the hardcore players that want to play as much as you're buying every single energy pack. Like they got you right where they want you, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you're not forced to max them out day one. Obviously, it's not meant to. You're not meant to max them out day one. But
Exactly. I was just about to mention that.
yeah, but it's like I don't know. It just feels like if everything else wasn't this bad, like why all of a sudden just make this worse? You know?
To be honest, guys, another thing that I forgot about Gold Tanks before we went into that energy topic, they actually did something good with the event in terms of giving out 3,000 Awakening Z power via the missions.
Oh, yeah.
So that's something solid, I guess. So
Yeah.
actually, the grind feels a lot less to get him to Zenkai level 7 in terms of like the co-op and stuff, because I know you guys remember with Kid Goku and Trunks, that was a legit nightmare, bro. And to be honest,
Oh, yeah.
Goresh, I don't know how I think you did it like in a day, bro. I don't know how you did it like, I don't know if it was like a day or something like that, bro, but I didn't even get it done. I barely got it done towards the end of the event, which is like, what, 20 something days. So they made that aspect a lot easier, but they compensated everything else. Like, I mean, not compensated, but they made everything worse with just everything else that you guys need to do to get them to 14 stars and lack of energy and good stuff like
Yeah.
that. But
So yeah, I agree
man.
with you. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, like the Super Souls, like they made it easy with the co-op part of it with the Z power. And then the Super Souls, like I'm doing like 100 energy at a time and getting like nothing coming out of it. The Souls, it's just horrendous.
Yeah, like I agree with you guys. Like the The Zenkai grind is way easier. That's not the problem. The problem is soul boosting him. That is the biggest problem, and then also getting him to 14 stars. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, is that really what they want to prioritize? They want to make it easier to Zenkai 7. They want to make it harder to just soul boosting him. Like, I don't get it.
Maybe that's their way of telling us this is a bench unit, and if you Zenkai 7 him, you need to soul boost to be in the field anyways.
Maybe, yeah. It's just,
Because
I
I
don't
mean,
know, it just
honestly,
seems
that's what
backwards to
I'm
me.
doing. Because
Yeah.
right now, yeah, Zenkai 7 is free, right? Because I mean, yeah, you invest time and you play co-op, but that's about it. You don't need energy for that, and so that's why that's the only thing I'm doing right now.
You can also see it as they want it to be rewarding, I guess. So they want you to spend time on it, and when you do it, you should feel like empowered, like powerful, and you've done this amazing thing to get this unit. So I guess where they're coming from, but they need to make the unit maybe a little bit better to make it feel like that.
Yep. Because
Some
when you go
people
to
just-
PvP and you get clapped, they're gonna be like, "Was this grind
Yeah.
really worth it? I did all of that just to lose. You know, this unit sucks and whatnot." So it's like,
It sounds funny. I don't know why. That's just
Yeah, but I mean, that basically already kind of segued into the second topic, and we're all, well, is it really worth the grind? Because Joe, you already said it, right? How did you feel with the
Yeah.
energy? It's not just the super souls though; it's also the Z power and everything, right?
Yeah, Z power, yeah, and then the super souls is just to open those panels on the soul boost panel things. You know, I'm on about to open the Zenkai part of it. Like it requires like 60 of each like panel to do it, and it's like I'm just buying it from the shop and also grinding out the soul stage over and over again. I'm still not getting close to it, and it's a long grind.
Yeah. So
Is it? Go ahead.
go ahead. No, finish what you're saying.
But the thing is with it, is it worth it? If you're collecting like the units, and obviously yeah, do it. But he's not like someone you're going to bring into PvP, because a lot of people are going to have Kefla now, I guess, because she's been in like every banner for so long.
Yeah, I think there's a million different things you could be doing right now if you're a casual player, and this is like the last thing you should be doing. Like there's Zenkai Vegeta, Zenkai Raditz, Zenkai Nappa. Do those first, and then come back and do this.
Yeah, those are better.
Yeah.
But I mean, how could they have made Gotenks viable? What do you think? What does he need? What would he have needed to be like a part of the Legends Road team? Or
I
make that
think
team
it's just like Goresh said. He needed to come out 5 months earlier, and then he kind of would have been a little bit valuable. Especially because UI Goku's floating around, and we all know what he does to fusions and color disadvantage and good stuff like that. So it's just the timing of the game. I mean, timing is everything. Like we sometimes neglect how much timing is important to the game, because if we look just like how much was the second Vegito was so meta, like Vegito Blue was so meta a couple months back, like 2 months back. Now he's like nobody uses him at all. We got Super Saiyan God Blue Goku that just like he just literally power crept him. So timing is literally everything, guys. It's just insane.
Yeah, I also think that one thing they dropped the ball with on this unit is his support. Like that could have been an area where he shined a lot, but he doesn't really do it that well.
yeah, they needed to increase it to like 15 or 20 counts and increase to like 20% damage inflicted or something along those lines, you know, and make him a little bit more tankier, like 40% cover. I think he gets, right, 40% or something. I have no idea.
But that's the one that's dependent on like switching out then and again, right?
Also, that's so stupid. Like,
Yep,
that doesn't
it
make
is.
any sense. Like, what? I have no idea why they would do that. So you're telling me I can only use my tank, but I have to swap him out to get the tank in the ability? So it's like, why? Why does that exist?
I don't know, man.
Oh my god.
And then imagine you're switching out into a unit that is also not tanky, and then you have to wait 10 counts for it to come back. Sounds good to me.
And real quick, for the people saying Vegito Blue is still valuable in the chat, oh hell yeah, he's still very, very valuable, you know. But if you do have Zenkai level 7 Super Saiyan Blue, first year anniversary Goku, a lot of people use that over Vegito Blue just in general, or they'll just use that to buff Vegito Blue as a double Zenkai. But he's not nearly as used as he was 2 months ago. Was
Yeah,
my point.
like
So,
Vegito
yeah.
Blue by himself is still a
Yeah, yeah.
top tier unit, but
Exactly,
due
yeah.
to the 3v3 nature of this game, there's counters out for him now. His value
Yeah.
has stabilized compared
It's
to
just
when
not what he was 2 months ago. Yeah, that's my point. Timing, like 2 months, has literally changed the game. So 2 months ago, he was way better than he is now. Now he's still good, but 2 months ago, he was like a legit problem. Now he's still a problem, but you can counter him like Nas said a lot better as opposed to 2 months ago. So,
Yep.
Yeah, he's actually pretty easy to kill. It's just when you get caught in his combo and you lose neutral, that's when he causes problems.
But like he doesn't really do that much damage anyway, so it's like okay, just swap out to somebody else and take the hits because he's not gonna get his Rising Rush fast now. So it's like, okay, all this combo for what? 10% damage. Okay.
exactly.
Yeah, so speaking again about Gotenks, Bebop, have you even started grinding him or Zenkai'd him, or do you just not care as a
Nope.
competitive player?
Not at all.
Bebop is known for grinding everything.
He runs Hercule. Why would he need Gotenks? He runs Hercule, bro.
When I think of grinding, I think of Bebop.
Yeah.
Fair enough, right?
It's a master grinder.
I don't think that this character is appealing enough to make anyone do the grind for it, except for maybe new players that are more desperate just to have some type of functional team to use, right? Like,
Yeah, there are just things and events that I kind of, with the way the game is going, especially, I gotta kind of prioritize, like, all right, is this worth grinding, yes or no? Like, do I want to actually waste my energy and skip tickets on this person? Because obviously that alone in itself is scarce, you know, like you barely have it now, and I'm not gonna do that for, you know, like for a crappy unit who's not worth it. He's not worth it to me at all. Like that's just my personal opinion. And anybody else could agree, that's fine, or disagree. But yeah, I just rather save it for something better and bigger. Because I mean, at this point, we should be getting hopefully something bigger and better. Like that, like, you know, what was the point of the Zenkai? Like, did we actually need him right now? I just felt like it was just like, hey, this guy is overdue. You know, let's just drop him here because all right, we don't have a schedule for him. Let's just drop him now. Like, who cares? You know, it's just like that. That guy.
Wait, you mean there's not a lot of content in the celebration?
Exactly.
What?
Yeah.
I can also be another discussion, to be honest. Content in these celebrations, like honestly, I'll let you guys take this away from here because I've covered this a lot on my channel as well. So I think, I don't know, man. I think they can't just bring out new units on the first day without events on the first day as well. So the only reason why they're spreading it out, like if you guys noticed, like the Jurn event and all this good stuff came out later on the week as opposed to the normal weekly reset, just because they're trying to space it out. They want you basically to use your crystals like right when the units come out. So then later on, like people itch to summon, right? People itch to summon. If they don't have events, they don't have crystals. So what they do is they go to the shop, they crave that itch, and then later on they release a little bit of crystals for you to grind. So I think free-to-play aspect wise, that's a mistake, and especially to hook people in, that's also a mistake. But I don't know what you guys think about that.
I mean, what do you mean? We got Golden Showdown. Come on.
The thing is, right?
Oh my God,
in the video and stuff, like they have this stuff to be like this big event, and I was like, okay, where's all the events? You're only showing us the units. Like we know that they were coming. We know that they were coming. Where's the events?
Literally it was loads of cool rewards, like loads of stuff for free, like login stuff, but there's no actual content or events to do. Like it was just like, okay, what do I do now?
Wait, you mean like how they talked about the EX Frieza Zenkai on the JT stream, and then just skipped it on the English one?
And they skipped it in the game so far, so we're still waiting on that.
Maybe
It's
if you
coming out
switch
this
your
week.
language
There's
to Japanese, you get it.
Yeah, that Frieza's by the way is coming out in like a few days.
Dude, he's not gonna do
Okay,
it.
so this is a better point. So do you think that Frieza is going to coincide the EX free-to-play one with a premium Sparking Zenkai LOE unit, or? Okay,
well, here's the question, right? We're probably not getting a new unit this week, right? We just had like the giant UI Goku.
I'll stop you right there. I think we might be getting a Zenkai unit. I don't know, because two.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying not like a brand new character.
Oh,
like a Zenkai is fine.
100%.
I don't think we're getting a new character. I think a Zenkai is way more likely this week. So we could be getting another double Zenkai week with the Frieza, the free-to-play one, and then some pay-to-play unit too.
Yeah, because Dragon Ball Legends, I don't see them not releasing. What is it? 2 weeks? It's going to be 2 weeks, right? Because technically weekly reset, they didn't release anything. So I don't see them releasing just a free to play. I mean, they could very much, because there's technically a lot of events going on right now, right? Technically, I think there's more events going on Twitter or so-called events on Twitter than the actual game itself. So I don't know, man.
Oh yeah.
That
Talk
Twitter
about
is
that
just kind of going off. So I don't know, man. Those energy tickets and silver bells, they are really enticing to me. So probably
Just get Gresh
retweet.
on that.
I mean, that was a smooth
Bullying them on their
transition.
own tweet. I love seeing it.
That was a smooth transition, and I mean, we wanted to take a look at that amazing social media campaign. And
Amazing. Amazing.
Yes, that what was it, like 10,000 retweets or 4,000 comments, and you get like
4,000
Yeah,
comments.
okay. Here's how you summarize it. It's the 10,000 tweet campaign. They asked for 4,000. They got 1,000.
Face hilarious.
Dude,
Love that, man.
That's
I'm gonna
literally
be-
what they're like asking
I'm
for
gonna be-
this. And the problem is they're like, oh well, haha, we got this in our 2-year anniversary. Guess what? We'll just do it again. And the bigger problem is they're doing this like a week after the celebration starts. Like the hype is gone. Like it is. So I don't know what they're managing.
not even-
like,
it's not even
I don't
just
know
the
what their
hype.
with their social media. Yeah, exactly. No,
It's just
I don't know what
literally
their
the
social media
rewards.
manager is thinking.
dude,
Yeah.
they
It's
need to stop.
rewards, yeah.
They need to stop doing this. Like, first of all, the rewards are terrible. Like, what is it? Like 10 skeptic or so? I have no idea what it is.
It's 10 of those free.
Oh,
summon
that's even
tickets.
worse. That's even worse. Okay, and just stop doing it, bro. Like, it's
Yeah.
embarrassing to see that you can't. You
Well,
try
they don't
and try
need
and try. It's not gonna work.
I wouldn't say they should stop doing it, but they need to rethink, like, because what they're
Yeah.
doing here is they're obviously trying to grow their social media reach, right? We all know that they're shamelessly whoring, like trying to blackmail us to like get them reach, right? Okay, that's fine, but if you're gonna do that and you're gonna be blatant about it, make it worth our time. Like, make it worth it. If you want these retweets, they could have put in here 1,000 chrono crystals if you get us 10,000 retweets. I guarantee you this thing would have like 100,000 retweets on it, right?
Yeah.
Facts.
But then what
Yeah.
the fuck? These 10 summon tickets are dog crap. Like,
And it doesn't even have to be like, you know, 1,000. It could just be like 500, 300. Like that gives a little more incentive and motivation for players to actually, you know what? Yeah, that adds up. You know, like let's do what they want us to do. Like
Yeah.
add some crystals, add stuff that, you know, feel relevant in the game. Like nobody wants summons or free tickets that doesn't even guarantee you a sparking, by the way, which is ridiculous at this point. I feel like something, an atrocious banner like that should at least give you a free sparking. Like, let's be real.
I think
Exactly.
I think the biggest problem still though is timing, because if you take a look at their like the one where they're like, oh, the next round is blah blah blah. Like the next round is like on the 13th or something. It's like a week from now.
No,
Who's
bro,
still
yeah.
excited?
And then
Oh,
speaking
my
of
God.
timing, whenever I wake up, I see that it's been at like 2:30 a.m. or 4 a.m. and they do it the same time of day every time. So like as a European, I'm always out, even if I wanted to, which I don't know if I would, but I couldn't because I'm asleep. I could set an alarm, but come on.
Nobody wants
What
to do
if
that.
what if they actually, and hear me out, this is gonna sound a little bit crazy, but what if they actually make these retweets for like a new free-to-play character? So like, all right, if we reach a certain amount of retweets, you guys are gonna get this much Z power for a brand new free character. I think that would be a little bit better because it's either this or it's just either this or resources, right? So what if they make it like, okay, we're gonna bring out a brand new character, but we need 10,000 retweets. I'm pretty and like a free-to-play character, so you'll get a free-to-play character on your I don't know, present box. I know it sounds really weird because that's literally never
they
happened,
wouldn't.
but
Yeah, they would never do.
Yeah.
They might do the part where the character comes out anyway, and then you can get bonus points from
oh, that's a
retweeting
little
it.
bit less exciting though. That's a little bit, you know, like we need like a new. I mean, why not? You know, because it's never been done. That's why. It sounds crazy because it's never been done, but like a new character introduced like via their if they really want to grow their social because this is marketing stuff. You know, this is marketing 101 for them. Like their marketing team is not doing a good job at this because honestly, like it's not very enticing. I mean, and number one, they're spamming this like crazy too. So if they were like, because if it's not crystals, it's not resources, they could probably bring out a new character and say, hey, you guys will get a brand new free character. Like I mean, Dokkan has done some kind of not like that, but like free characters in your gift box. I used to play Dokkan, so correct me if I'm wrong. They've done something around those
Like the
lines,
1,000 day
vaguely,
Goku
right?
even and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
But
so why can't they do this? You
The
know.
difference, there's a
Yeah.
slight subtle difference here, and it's just in the development cost and time for creating characters. So if they were going to do that, they could definitely do that, but the character would be coming out regardless, right? They wouldn't
Exactly,
develop
yeah,
a
that's what I'm saying.
character to potentially not release it because they'd
What
waste.
about this? So you know how they used to do those Twitter like puzzle things and like hints
Yeah.
for new characters? What if they did a campaign where they put hints out for a new character, and then every X amount of retweets they do another hint?
Yeah, they did that with like the panels on the
Yeah, they
LF
did that
Gohan.
before.
Yeah, they've done that a couple times. So
With
I
a
mean, yeah,
grid.
that's
Yeah,
The SNS campaign, yeah, that was.
that's easily the
It
best
re-
way
it
to get
really is.
retweets. Like they're not even
I'll
close. That is
tell
the
you
best
what,
way.
people will be pissed off about that because once they realize it's not a hype unit, because you saw how the community reacted to Champa and Vados, and they see something like not hype behind that panel, they'll go off. I'm telling you guys, they'll go
But that
off.
would still give
has
the
to be
people more like incentive to do it anyway, just to
Much
see,
more.
you know, that like that's yeah, like I get where you're coming from. I know what you're trying to say, but like think about it, people would still get quote unquote baited to, you know, do this puzzle, and they realize at the end, oh crap, like this guy, I didn't want this guy, but oh well, you know, they don't care about that. Clearly, they got they got you to do what they wanted you to do.
Exactly. Yeah. So if like I said, if they integrate any kind of character system into the retweets, that'd be great. I mean, dude, like Toshi should just hop on the podcast. Like honestly, I feel like if he just hops on for like 10 minutes, this game will be. I mean, I love Dragonball Legends. That's because we're clearly making this podcast about the game, but it has its flaws and stuff like that. So I feel like if he just literally like if they just. I mean, I know they sometimes reach out to content creators or something like that. Like I mean, they try. They have like the videos and stuff, which is cool and all, but honestly, if they like were to be a little bit more involved some way somehow, which I don't see happening whatsoever, by the way, like this, like a podcast or something like that, I feel like I don't know, or just listen to podcasts. I feel like it'd be way better.
Well, they
honestly.
definitely listen and they steal our ideas and they add them to the game. It's happened at least 10 times already, like no joke. But the reason they can't actually interact with us is because it sets up unreasonable expectations for them to be openly communicating with us, right? Like we'd be like, "Oh, Toshi, come in here," and we'd shoot the shit with him and we talk and we're like, "Hey, add this to Legends. This will make the game better." And he'll be like, "All right." And then the corporate people will be like, "Nah, fam. Like, we're not doing that. We're old people wearing business suits, and we want money. Like, you can
The issue. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's where the fine line is. They really don't care about like. It's just pretty much what you said. Like they're old people and they just want the money, which is totally understandable. It's a business in the end of the day. So
yeah." And I mean, they might do some stuff like you said, where they'll pull Rhyme and Kagi and interact with them, but those conversations are heavily scripted, they're heavily guided, they're heavily edited, and they're getting out the narrative they want to get out. So like if they were to do that willy-nilly, the community would be like expecting them to then always do that, and then their whole release schedule would be impacted by what does the community want, and then the game would probably just crap out at that point.
We should at least
Okay,
send
so
an invite to Toshi there, shouldn't we?
Yeah. and
Okay,
this-
so here's,
I don't mean this
here's the hot take.
I don't mean this harshly for any of the viewers, but as human beings, we're all subjected to this. A lot of times, we think we know what we want, but we don't know what we need, right? I'm not saying the game developers like always know what's best for us, the baby players, but in a lot of times, since they know the future of the game, like they have a better understanding of like what they should be doing, as opposed to like, oh, let's just come in and drop Master Ultra Instinct now, and then that throws off their whole mojo for the rest of the year. Like, so they just can't be but so responsive to the community without setting up a bad feedback loop, right?
That's a whole nother topic, but like real quick, just to quickly add on that, like that's a really great point you brought up, because again, like we don't know what we want until we get it, and like I'll take accountability for it myself, or even speak for the community itself. Like I see it all the time. People want all these hype units just to get them, and then cry about them later, say that they're too busted. So we shouldn't be, crying and saying, hey, yeah, we want Gogeta Blue now. And then, he ends up being the unit that you don't get, or you face off against and, say he's too broken. And then, now you complain again to Toshi, say, what have you done? So I don't think we should be, complaining about.
No. I
that
definitely agree with you
kind
there,
of
Bebop. And a great example of this is actually co-op. A lot of people before co-op came out wanted co-op. Now,
Oh my god.
I know. Hold on. So co-op came out, and it's just like, okay, I don't want to say it's a disaster, but it's not what it's supposed to be. Now I don't know if that's the community's fault for asking it, or that's just the game for not developing it correctly,
Yeah,
or a
that
mix
one.
of both.
Yeah.
So
It's the game. It's the game.
It's the
for sure.
game.
Because like when co-op came out, it was fresh, it was new, it was fun. But after a while, it was like the same formula every single time. Like switch it up, add something else. Like
The raids
just-
were the best thing that
The
came with
raids-
co-op.
but the raids are
there we
just
go.
like
Yeah.
glorified co-op.
Yeah, they're
really.
still
That's
boring.
really what it is.
But you get it
That's
done
really-
quickly. The boost units are overwhelmingly OP, so you just get it done in like 15 seconds, and you can like get it out of the way.
Like
that's not,
add some new mechanics to it or something. Like just switch it up a bit, or
Yeah, they added like the nice thing is that they added the Rising Rush thing, right? Like you can see
Yeah.
your partner has the Dragon
Yeah,
Balls
that's
and the
a very
Rising
good
Rush,
thing.
right? That's a really great thing. But we
remember
still
when,
don't have a rematch option, so
Remember when they first talked about co-op a year ago, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna release units with special super attacks with each other."
yeah,
Oh, I remember that.
What the hell happened with
I
that?
don't even
they
know.
Yeah,
said
like
that?
Goku and Vegeta teaming up to do a Final Flash. They also teased that they were going to release units that were specific for PvE and not really to be used in PvP to add value to both ways to play the game. And we got like 2 of them. Like DBS Broly has like 1 passive that gives your buddy something like in co-op. Like that's it. Like, okay.
Yeah. I guess we say we like get bored of these things like co-op is grindy and stuff like that. But then you can also make an argument that everything will be the same. Like the 51 event that comes out, we that was like good at the start because it was brand new and like, oh my god, this is really hard. But now it's just grindy and boring. So
Yeah.
it could be an argument about anything, to be honest. But like they've got to be really good at switching it up and changing it constantly.
Like
I think
co-op
it's
could be
exciting.
so fun. I have another one of my just off the cuff ideas here that I think Chad will like. But you know, even assuming they don't change the system of co-op at all, like Toshi, break out your notepad real quick, all right? You need to have co-op be a boss rush mode where you go in with a friend, you try and kill as many bosses in succession back to back as you can. They just keep spawning infinitely, and then there's a leaderboard for which duo of players made it the farthest. Like
That sounds amazing.
that'd be
that's
dope.
already 10 times better. Yeah, that's already 10 times better than what we have now.
Like
yeah.
we just need new stuff to do. Like this celebration had nothing new at all. The same formula we've seen all year long. Like
I mean, I think the center of attention of the celebration is UI Goku, and I feel like towards the beginning to mid 2021 is when we'll start seeing like the guild updates, the dungeons, and stuff like that, or whatever they said. I think that's what really hooks the players because banners they come and go. Some people might get shafted. Some people might not even get the new characters of that celebration. Some people might not even get UI Goku, you know. But if there's some kind of like new system in the game or like a new mode, like Nas said just now, that kind of just hooks the people for coming back, like just playing the game more, you know. Because imagine all the people that are playing right now for the celebration and just are simply free to play. You know, there's a lot of free to obviously like a majority of the community is free to play. So imagine those people that didn't get UI Goku, you know, their celebration is done. So they need something more to come out in terms of that aspect. But yeah, no, that's actually a really, really good idea.
okay,
what
so
you
second
said.
idea, co-op VP, like all one word, co-op PvP. One human player plays as the OP boss with the shield, and then you square up against 2 other, you know, weaker normal character human players. So it's co-op
Ooh.
VP.
ooh, that'd
Busted.
be kind of interesting.
I
not
mean,
gonna lie.
one thing I'm scared of that they added to co-op, and they had a history of taking stuff away and selling it back to us, is this chance up to pull a Dragon Ball, and I really hope that they never introduce that to PvP as like a unique or something.
Oh, well, keep in mind, they just introduced that change where it's harder to get Dragon Balls in PvP with like card draws and
That's
stuff
what
like
I'm
that.
saying. Yeah.
And
Guess
that's
what? They're gonna sell that to us.
Yep, they took away what did they take away? I can't remember. It was sidestep,
Well,
and then
yeah,
restored it
and
with
then
rolling or
they
something.
could-
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
card draw speed. Yeah.
I see a lot. I gotta address this real quick. I see a lot of people in chat saying that my co-op VP idea wouldn't work specifically because of the net code. Like, oh, you know, it's laggy enough with 2 people. If you bring 3, you cannot stifle innovation of the game based off of their laggy bad net code. All right, otherwise the game would just fail because it's got terrible net code. So they have to continue to innovate. And even though the lag, you know, they find a way to optimize the connections, or it's a mode that people that don't have third world internet just enjoy more than everybody else, right? But they can't stifle the innovation of the game just because it lags online. Like that sucks.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the same
Shouldn't be,
argument
that
we
should
had.
not be an excuse.
That's the same argument that we had, I think, a few weeks ago, where we're talking about them not doing cool stuff because they're scared that some people with older phones can't run it well, right?
Yeah, like that cannot be an issue that stifles the innovation of your game because you're just at the whim of all these different technical things that prevent your game from growing and progressing.
I feel like just 2021 is gonna be the year where we see more new modes like dungeons and good stuff like that. So, in terms of like everything that we're saying now, I'm still being patient to put more decisiveness on what like the team members are doing for all this kind of stuff because I really want to see. I really hope they take their time. I really do with not co-op with dungeons and guilds and good stuff like that because I don't want it to be another co-op mode. I really don't. So Toshi, if you're listening, man, just take all your time and do this correctly because I don't want a second co-op mode where it's just dull, where we just go in, log in, or some people don't even log in to do co-op now because that's how boring it is. So I just do it for the dual coins, to be honest, and get some good stuff. But it's like a chore, it's like a chore. So whatever you have to do just to take your time and make it fun, I'm down for that.
Now, with all this being said, I think the updates recently have been really, really good.
Yep.
Like this update that we had before, where it like gave us like the 100 skip tickets you can use. Yeah, it's slow, but it's still really good, right? The battle system update was really good, I think, as well.
Yeah.
So they're definitely moving in the right direction. They just have a lot of ground they still have to cover. But I think the game is definitely going in a positive direction. It's compare the game now to last year. Like it's like not even close. Yeah. So much better now.
Yep.
Yeah,
Zenkai is the only thing that's ruining PvP right now. That's the only thing. Like Gohan, 18 and Super Saiyan Goku, the only things ruining PvP. That's like.
Yep.
Yeah, this most recent battle system change single-handedly, like reversed the direction on how unfun PvP has been recently. Now it's just a few outlying elements, like you said, like individual characters that make it kind of wonky, but the actual core mechanics of the game are in the best place they've ever been right now.
Yeah. Like Garesh said, most like PvP, not a lot of people play the PvP, even though it's a PvP game. Like they just need to look at making the PvE content just more and better in general. Just make it more exciting, more free units. They don't have to even be that great. Just something different and offer us a variety of different things to do. But there's just nothing to do with PvE, and like you're sort of forced to play PvP, and it's just. I don't like the PvE in this game either. I think it's mad boring. But
PvE is terrible.
I did a poll on Twitter, and it was if you quit the game, like what was the reason you quit? And obviously everybody who voted on the poll didn't quit. It was basically just going to end up being like, what is your least favorite aspect of the game, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And I think the results ended up being relatively more even than I thought they would be, because I personally thought that the PvE. Boring PvE would be the biggest turnoff because it's just so bad that I don't know how you could even play the PvE in this game. But the biggest one was PvP at 40.2%. Unbalanced / not fun PvP was the most picked answer for why people quit / the aspect of the game that they disliked the most.
Well, that
number 2 was boring / monotonous PvE at 34.2%, and then number 3 was bad gacha rates at 25%. Now I don't think the game actually has bad rates. It's just LFs in particular are just dumb. Yeah. Like why are you doing this? Like 2.25%. This is dumb.
And
that's the only thing I have with the game. Like but when it comes to rates, that is the only problem. The actual rates on characters are not bad. That is the problem though. LFs. It doesn't make any sense.
Like how can you have a 0.25% unit, right? And a 1% unit is better. Like, what is the point of that? Like,
no, not only is 1% unit better, you get them for free with the missions, and then you just repower them up.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, LFs, just make it like 0.5 or something. 0.25, bro. Like, that's a bit too much.
Okay, so speaking of raids, haha, great pun. We had the Jiren raid. It's over. We finished it after 26.5 hours. We touched on it a little bit, but ZVG, did you get to actually go in, and how much did you play?
Yeah, I did it. I did the 10 runs and never touched it again. Like as I said before, the raid is just a glorified co-op that makes you think that it's good just because the rewards are good. And I will say that I'm pretty sure that they increased the drop rate for that the EXZ power and the Z power and everything, because a lot of people were getting a lot of Z power from this raid. So if you guys wanted that, grind out, that's fine. But for me personally, the 10 fights for the missions, and then I'm out because it's like it's boring as hell to me. So
Yeah,
I don't.
it's also a nightmare trying to queue. Like, there's so many people that are
also,
trolling the queues.
One thing, one more thing too. If you're one of those persons that choose the opposite color or like level 1 units, and what, please, for the love of God, stop doing that nonsense. Like, why do people do it? Is it fun for you to like ruin the experience for everybody
It's
else?
trolls, man. They
Like,
enjoy that.
That's why I do it with my Discord friends only. Like I will never do co-op with randoms.
Well, why are you even able to queue up with the unit that's below level 5,000?
They should have instantly. They should have
That's
instantly
true.
not.
They should
put them in
limit
there.
it.
Like,
The
I
button
don't know
shouldn't.
what- yeah.
The button should not be able to be clicked if you have a unit.
Yeah,
that's
they
under
do the
level
same thing
5,000.
for PVE, like, you know, or like they kind of lock certain
Yeah.
units to use and whatnot, like, you know, that you're supposed to use. So they should do the same and for co-op as well. Like, all right, if you're under leveled, you can't do this mission. Like, that's it. Like, it's just that simple.
People are
This is
just
so
straight up
easy.
trolling.
This is so easy with UI Goku though. He literally just melts it in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, so
It's
I
just
think
it's laughable.
most of the people that are trolling the queue are people that didn't get UI Goku, so they're just trying
Yeah.
to watch the world burn by like messing with the queue.
Yeah,
Like,
blue level
'cause-
1 heroes.
And even Goresh and Bebop were talking about, oh, people below level 5. I had problems with people queuing with Zenkai 7 14-star blue Super Saiyan Goku. Like, he gets killed in
Yep.
2 combos. Like, 2 hits. I don't care if he's Zenkai 7 14-star. I'm not queuing with you if you're using that Goku. Like, get out
That's
of my
funny you
face.
said that. That's funny you said that because I had that like loads of times. Like, why are they bringing God Goku in there?
I want to test out
What's
their
the
limits,
reason?
man.
Yeah,
It's like-
well, if people
it's
bring
a dare.
Zenkai Super Saiyan 3 purple Goku, that's fine. That's not trolling. You're still bringing a purple unit who's powerful, who is hopefully wearing equipments that aren't all E's. Like, these people are just trying to burn the queues by doing, like, time-wasting nonsense.
People like that, I waste their time, honestly. I let the
Yeah.
timer go all the way down to 1, and I just disband. I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I have time too. You want to waste my time, I'll waste yours right back. So, in hopes that other people can play the game, like, screw it. I'll make the sacrifice and just, you know,
Man of the
waste their
people over
time.
here.
I love the level 500 shallots that join. That's just funny. No
I got-
equips or anything. Just level 500 shadow. Like, what are you doing?
I got salty once and I disconnected on somebody when he clearly had to see that I didn't have my rush and he was just rushing when there was no chance of winning.
Or when
But
they rising
honestly-
rush the shield.
Oh, that's the
Oh,
worst,
God.
yeah. Or
Oh my
when
God.
they LF the opponent.
Yeah, when people
you know
are off the
what's-
opponent, I just DC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I don't mind if the enemy still has like 7 health bars left and they launch their LF just to nuke
Okay.
away like a whole huge portion of health. I'm cool with that. But if it's like
But
if
two
the
HP?
boss is down to the point where you could sneeze on him and kill him, and then they try and launch it, yeah, that's annoying.
Takes like 5 minutes to see UI Goku's thing too, so
Again, like, I don't mind that if the Jiren has like 8 health bars left and then they launch it then and it nukes
that's okay,
away
but
all
not
8
with
health bars.
20k.
Yeah.
20k HP, I'm like, nope. But one thing I really like that it seems at least for me, I got so much extreme multi-Z power. I think I got like 200,
Yeah.
220 of it. Like I got
Yeah.
2 or 3 of the 50 multi-Z powers. I got 1 of the 10 sparking ones and then like a whole bunch of the 10 extreme ones. I don't know how you guys experience
Yeah.
was.
I'm pretty sure they buffed the rates for the extreme Z power stuff, which is nice. I'm not gonna lie, it is nice. I give them props for that, but like, I wasn't gonna do it for that. Sorry, I'm not.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
just
the
did a
best-
10 and then I dipped.
The best thing to get, in my opinion, is the platinum coins because that's just 30 energy.
Yep.
People
Oh.
getting platinum coins from this? Oh,
I got like
Yeah.
kinda late.
I was gonna say that because I wanted platinum coins just to get energy. Like that's how scarce it is right now.
Exactly.
All right. So as I already announced, there is some time for speculation, and we have seen even in the chat. I saw that, and I saw some people on Twitter saying, "Oh, Red Gogeta is getting a Zenkai." And since the game is kind of dry this week, we decided to just take this time and do wild speculations of, okay, what do you think that's realistic? What would you like him to be? What would you like to see as his buffed uniques? And we're gonna start it with Bebop.
But hold on, before Bebop talk, I want to re-emphasize something Pomzor just said. We're gonna go over this, but we are in no way suggesting that we know this is coming. This is purely speculation. All right, go ahead, Bebop.
No, you're right. Like the first question I was actually gonna bring up before I even get into it, what I would even want for him is where are people getting this information from? Like
Yeah, I
that.
have
That's
no
the real
idea.
question because we honestly, I don't know why people like take the idea of saying, all right, this is the unit I want to get Zenkai, or I would hope to get Zenkai, and then they just confirm it to themselves and in the community, and it spreads, and then people are like, oh, like this is true then for sure. Like he's definitely gonna get one, and like that. There's nothing been confirmed. Don't ask the YouTubers. Like we honestly don't know anything. It's just pure speculation at this point. Like Nazarachi just brought up. So, but anyway, if he did get a Zenkai, what I would want for him, honestly, first of all, that green card, that needs a big revamp.
Wait, what? It's so good.
I knew you were gonna say something off that. Like, it's a good unique, but it's just like the worst green card to use in a game, especially now. Like, everybody knows how to work their way around it, right? If you do land it, in my hopes that if you do land the green card, it's chainable because you can't even chain it, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I would hope that something so like that's so hard to pull off, like that green card is very hard to pull off. I feel like it should be a little more rewarding, so you should chain your combos as well along with
Yeah.
it. That's one of my biggest things, in hopes that if you did get a Zenkai, they'd rework that. Otherwise, I feel like, just the obvious thing, his damage will be hopefully kind of feeling a little relevant. They kind of, I guess, I feel like he should be more like, I feel like he'd be more like support, kind of. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like if he probably did a lot of like switch out buffs, that's what I would kind of want, because to kind of like revamp the fusion meta again. But he's just very dangerous. They'd have to be very careful with him because again,
Yep.
the Holy Trinity. Remember, guys? So
Yep.
they're just slowly adding pieces to the puzzle of the Holy Trinity. Like, we got Bardock already, right? All that's left is to happen is Gogeta and then Broly, right?
Don't bring up Broly.
Yeah, right. Of course not. I don't want to bring him up, but hey, if it happens, all right, it's probably gonna happen. Like, some point later in the year, but not this year. But I'm talking about like next year.
All his green card needs is a new mechanic that I just thought of. I'm just on fire with these ideas today. Add his green card. Prevent an opponent from inputting for 1 second.
What?
So it disables all inputs of your opponent for 1 second, so they can't.
What about destroys all their Dragon Balls?
Well,
You
no,
said
Oh
you were
my
on
God.
fire.
yeah. So when they launch the red card, use the green. They're just locked into the red card animation. Like, so it actually connects, and you don't have to play it like a Rising Rush and use it at the last frame for it to work.
I mean, it could just be Fane, right?
No. That'd be way too busted, dude. Like that'd be.
I mean, it's not much more
that
busted. It's the same exact thing as using Blast Armor on a 0-frame yellow card launch. Like, they're locked into that yellow card animation. They can't swipe out of it. It would be like the same, so that when they launch a red card, they can't sidestep out of it, and they're committed to getting hit by that green card. You'd obviously have to.
Yeah, I mean, if they kind of do something like that, I wouldn't really be opposed to it. But maybe just because it's like a brand new idea, like.
As I said,
we're,
it's
like,
only
not
1
used to it,
second.
Like
it's only 1 second, so it only is effective for that one.
But how would that be like written on his card? Like 1 second delay. I mean,
deny your enemy's sidestep inputs for 1 second.
that would be busted. But yeah, I mean, I would be all for that because I think that's literally the only way that can save that green card. That green card is so horrendous. Like, you cannot save that green card. Honestly, like Bebop just said, the only thing that you can do pretty much is either to make it chainable, which obviously if he does get a Zenkai, it would be chainable because, I mean, it's not 2018 anymore. Or did he come out 2018? I don't know. But yeah, it's not 2018 anymore. So there we go, like 2 years ago. So
yeah,
honestly,
my
that's the only thing they could do,
my idea that I just said, I didn't say that they'd made it chainable. So it's like, obviously it guarantees that he gets hit by that green card, but you can't cheese out a free combo because of it, right? So
yeah.
it's just a way
like I
to
said,
guarantee end a combo with the idea that I just.
Have we seen another unit as of late? I don't think we have with the green card similar to that because that's just not part of the meta whatsoever anymore, right? So we've never seen a card like that
I
anymore,
think-
right?
It works on strike attacks, taps,
Like hit,
and that's
but
it.
No, no,
like hit
Tackle, right?
is more like
hits everything. Hits tap
Yeah.
attacks. Hit is everything. Hits really OP.
he does it. Well, technically, this Gogeta, that procs when the enemy tackles as well, but not it doesn't work for taps or blasts or nothing like that. So if they reworked it, yeah, if somebody tackled you, use the green card, that works. So if they reworked it, like I said, they reworked it, so like if they maybe add other things on, a tap. Well, I think no, actually the tap punch does work on it as well, but you have to be very on time with it. Like, it's very
Yeah, the
very
problem with
fast.
using it is, I briefly mentioned it earlier, is you have to play it like Rising Rush. Like, you have to use it after your opponent is at the point of no return in their red card animation.
But it's not good, yeah.
Yeah, and because of that, you end up using it, and people sidestep out of it because they anticipate.
They know how to. Yep, they know how to. Like I said, they know how to work their way around it. The good thing about it, though, if you do land it, it does cancel. Like, that's a huge thing. It cancels your the enemy's buffs. Like, that's just like a free buff remover. But again, if they do what I said, just chain it, that'd be pretty good as well. But again, they have to
All
be
they really
very
have to do
quick.
is make it so that it works on tap attacks, tackles, and strikes. It removes all buffs and then it's comboable. Like, just do that.
Yeah.
Full cards.
And it
be-
gains key on effect. That'd
Okay,
be pretty
okay.
cool too.
Okay, that's a bit.
Yeah, and it gives you
No,
5
but
more.
he doesn't gain any key whatsoever in any of his abilities. Think about it. Like, he pops his main, he doesn't gain key.
Oh yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't do
yeah.
anything.
He's going to gain key once he gets buffed, though. Like, they're gonna
Yeah,
add
that's what I'm
that.
saying. So they'll probably add, for the
So-
green card, they'll probably add, if it lands on the opponent, then yeah, he'll get, like 10 or 20 key, like something like that. And of course, with his main ability as well, it'll be chainable, whatever.
Well, it's also going to minimize your opponent's game, long press on the game file, and uninstall the APK too when you use it.
Yeah. No, like, I think it should be more unique. Like, what if it just locked main ability?
Mm.
When it
That's
lands.
actually low key annoying because I was fighting a Beerus the other day and I was using regen. I really needed to heal my health. Like, I was getting whooped. I really need to heal my health with Zenkai Boo,
Yeah.
and it was just locked. I was like, damn, Honestly, it's such an underrated ability. It really is. I think it just flies under the radar, not only because of the ability itself, but not a lot of units have it.
I think it would be cool if
it's a
it
good thing.
gave him, because all right, imagine like the Red Gogeta. I know that's DBS movie, but so in the actual movie, he does this move. Gogeta Janemba straight up like jaw jacks him right in the face, and Gogeta doesn't even move an inch, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even hurt him. So what if he uses the green card and it applies that Red EX Gogeta buff just like twice? Maybe it only activates twice, but like the next sustained damage is reduced by like 70% until combo is over. And it applies that buff like 2 times in the battle, so it won't be too OP, right?
That'd be cool too. Unless they wanted to go a different route and they feint the enemy, or gives them that immobilization, because I mean the green Gogeta that we have in game, his green card is pretty nice. He has blast armor, he immobilizes the enemy for a second or two, it's nice, right? So they possibly did that with this Red Gogeta. I wouldn't know how they did it, but all they have to do is just give him that input, right, just to immobilize enemy on hit. So that
Has the Red Gogeta been on? Has he been on a lot of banners since then? Because I just saw in the chat a couple of people have
no.
said
He has not at all.
couple of-
Nope.
He is, but he is. He's just like an unfeatured in the pool
Yeah.
of like a billion.
Yeah, I
units.
thought so.
He's
I thought
just
so,
in
'cause
the
a couple
dark
of people in the-
corner.
Probably people in the chat have been saying like they're only having like 2-star, and I looked at mine and mine's like 4-star. And I was like, wow,
Yeah, I haven't pulled
Look.
him in like a million years.
I actually
Is he on
pulled
this
one
banner?
of him in the past year. Only one I've pulled in the
Yeah.
past year.
it's quite rare to get to 7-star, to be honest. So I'd like to see how that plays out if
Yeah.
it does. Like,
I wonder what I think mine is.
The one thing I would be kind of scared of if they did Zenkai him is his blue card being teachable to Shallot, so they can't make that too good, right? Because it's already faint and it's massive.
yeah,
It's like a better version almost of the Zenkai Broly is just a less chance to faint.
Sure.
Yeah, but I mean, if they think about just that, I mean, it's not a vacuum, right? So it's the whole kit, and sure,
And
Shallot
how
would be a
often are
little
people
bit
running
buffed by it,
Shallot?
but no, they're still running from time to
Well, I
time.
mean, there's a reason why they don't just give him every single super attack to be teachable, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Shallot, real quick, guys, this is completely a little bit off subject, but didn't they announce that we're going to be getting some kind of a new story mode, or not mode? I'm so sorry. New story, basically new story for Dragon Ball
Chapter, like,
Legends.
new part.
Yeah, like a chapter, but like, if they were to confirm that, like, doesn't it mean the story is heading towards somewhere, like something new for Shallot, or,
I mean,
or am
Super
I
Saiyan
tripping?
Blue Shallot has to be coming soon.
Yeah, he'll be coming.
The
Yeah.
Shallot's like when they did Super Saiyan God Shallot, he was so good and hyper relevant for a good like 2 to 3 PvP seasons. And now
Sounds so bad.
You know what? He's
Now-
still very tanky, man.
he's still
very- it's just a-
decent, but he's
yeah,
fallen
it's
off.
just his transformation.
He's fallen off meta a little bit now again. So Super Saiyan Blue Shallot, bring him back again.
UI Shallot as well.
Yeah, and then they still need to go Super Saiyan 4, give him some GT love whenever the
Dude,
Shadow Dragons appear in the DBL storyline.
they should have made it so that you could choose whether you wanted to go God or to go the Super Saiyan 4 route. No, that would have been.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
but
they
then
will.
wouldn't it
but
have been just locked at Super Saiyan 4?
Well,
like-
I'm
Yeah,
sure you
there's
can
no
switch.
more
You'll be
fun,
able to
right?
switch back and forth. Like,
No, but I'm saying, but like, if you went that direction that
Yeah.
CVG just said, like, you know,
Yeah.
if you pick and choose if you want to go God or Super Saiyan
They
4,
lock
Super
it.
Saiyan 4 would be the last, you know, like the last transformation you can use. Of course, you could go back to like 3, 2,
Yeah.
and 1, but you can't go God Key anymore. That's what he's trying to make, I think, imply.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
That-
I wouldn't. Choose
I wouldn't do
either.
that.
I wouldn't do either. Yeah, because that just anything that permanently alters the path of your account. There has to be an item that you could use that would undo it if they did that. Like,
Yeah, the Roshima
Yeah.
magazine.
yeah.
Dude, oh my god, that's been so long, dude.
Those
Like
blades-
it'd have to be like being a vampire or werewolf in Skyrim, where like there was some process where you could undo it, so then you could switch or cure yourself, right? Because otherwise, your whole game file is screwed from that point on. So yeah, that would be
I think-
that would be definitely very controversial if they did that.
That's also spreading the game too thin as well. So like if they release Super Saiyan Blue right now and Super Saiyan 4, they can't release Super Saiyan Blue and then later Super Saiyan 4. You know, I mean, there's only so many transformations this guy's gonna have, obviously. So spreading the game too thin early is very troublesome business wise as well. So
Can I ask you guys a quick thing with what would you choose, Super Saiyan 4 or Blue? If you had to.
Probably go Super Saiyan 4.
Super
yeah,
Saiyan
you know
4.
what? Super
So-
Saiyan 4, just because after I saw Super Saiyan God, I'm already kind of a little bit tired of him. Although I would love Super Saiyan
Okay.
Blue and Ultra Instinct, but yeah.
People have done mock-ups of Super Saiyan 4 Shallot, and it looks badass. Like, it looks really
Yeah.
cool. But if you go the Super Saiyan 4 route, and then that locked you out from the ability to eventually go God Key Shallot, or Ultra Instinct, if they do that ever, then, I mean, I would have to choose the God Key route. But, personally, I like Super Saiyan 4 as a form better than God Key.
Yeah, same. Yeah. I'll choose Super Saiyan 4.
For me, I think it would be blue, just because.
I
Yeah.
would want to be able to do Ultra
bye.
Instinct Shallot, and you can't do that if he's locked out from God Key, so that would suck. Because like Super Saiyan 4 has no other end game after Super Saiyan 4, right? There's like the full power version of the green Goku and the purple Goku, but like that's it. So yeah, Golden Ape, but that's like
Until Golden Age.
they are clearly not expressing interest in creating giant characters in this game yet. So, I mean, with Super Saiyan God, you have God Red, God Blue, the potential Vegeta evolution form, then Ultra Instinct Sign, and then Master Ultra Instinct. That's 5 more Shallot variations if you pick the
But
God
I mean-
Key route.
You mean giant characters like Bopo?
Yeah, Bopo's about as big as they've got. He's like, but still,
He's thick.
he's like only the size of like the ankle of an Ozaru. So, you guys want giant characters on the screen? You don't even know how much problems that would cause. Look at Topo. You're gonna have a whole.
Well,
a whole
okay,
ape butt.
here's my thing with giant. Before we just get ridiculously off topic, my thoughts on giant characters is they would make for good like PVE content,
Yes.
but the way they could do giant characters in PvP is they make them intertwined with super attack animation. So like an ultimate attack would be like have them transform. Like let's say there's a Grade 8 Vegeta. Have Grade 8 Vegeta transform to Grade 8 in the ultimate, do a combo, and then go back to his regular form after the combo, after the ultimate is over.
Kind of like the Ginyu Force body change, how they had to jerry-rig that to get it to work.
Exactly.
Oh, I would love a legit Ginyu Force body change. Like you have a Ginyu. I mean, of course it's completely off topic, but now that you mentioned that, but like literally switching characters, you know, I think eventually they'll probably do that.
I don't
like just, you know, taking Goresh's 14-star UI Goku. That'd be great.
That's exactly why I don't think
yeah.
There
Right.
probably
Maybe-
could be questionable legality with that even.
Maybe if it's like timed 10 seconds or something like that, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know, but it would just be pretty cool. I just hope they kind of think about that or think of a way around that because, yeah, just like I said, like taking somebody's 14-star unit that they actually paid for is very troublesome in itself. So
I can almost guarantee that'll never happen.
Yeah.
That's why the Ginyu is designed the way he is, with it switching then switching back, just so that they didn't have to do that.
yeah,
It's called fair.
yeah.
It's called
All
fair. It's
right.
called fair.
Okay, guys. I think we've done a lot of speculating. And before we go on to the break and the questions, if you want your questions on the podcast, make sure to keep your eyes peeled on our Twitter account. Where on Friday before the podcast, we always post the questions thread. And also, I want to say thank you, Amazing Ibrima, for that gifted sub. And with that, we will be back in 3 minutes.
We should be back. Palm, go ahead.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for your questions. Again, if you want those questions on the podcast, make sure that you follow us over on Twitter at 59gaming1 and keep your eyes peeled on Fridays for the questions thread. The first question's coming from Master of the Unknown Jingle Arts, asking, what do you guys think would be a better solution to the energy problem with terrible drops such as Souls, specifically Super Souls, and Legends Road drops? Should they make energy more consistent in rewards or higher the drop amount?
They could just
introduce
introduce a bonus stage that just drops more energy than what you invest into it, right? So you still have to spend some time farming it, and you obviously couldn't make it too OP, but you could just get you could do it a few times per day, and you can win like 200 or 300 energy from it or something. I don't know.
My thoughts is basically I never remember like maybe 4 or 5 months ago energy being an issue the way it's being an issue now. I think they should just increase the drop rates of certain characters because I mean I don't want to go back to the gold things topic, but we're not going to do that. I just don't I don't want the drop rates to be that horrendous in general for everything. So maybe just upping the drop rates for everything to a reasonable amount where we don't need to starve for energy tickets. I think how they're dishing energy tickets now is fine. The issue is the system of the drop rates of certain characters or events and good stuff like that. That's
That's what I was going to say too. It's not the energy that's the problem. The root of the problem is that it costs too much stuff to just do anything. Like the amount of souls that you need to like fully soul boost a unit, that's the problem. It's not the problem that there's not enough energy. Like you wouldn't need that much energy if they just reduced the amount of resources you needed to boost stuff, right? So that the problem really is like, why does it take 386 super souls to max out the last boost panel? Like I don't have an explanation for that.
That's what will help as well. We'll just have the time patrol event was going on now. Maybe something like that, but permanent. Like that will help in a slight way, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I add like the Hercule stage, that gives you 50 chrono crystals, but instead just make it one of the Cybermen daily stages for energy rewards, but you can only do it like 3 times per day.
Well, the thing is, they wouldn't need all these energy events. Like we have like so many of these. You have like missions. You have to do the time patroller event. Like all these different events that give you energy. They wouldn't need all of that if they just made the resource requirement somewhat realistic.
Instead of
healing, those events are just there to make you log in every day. Like they could do that in other ways. Like the Hercule event is a perfect example. It's just extra crystals. Like this incentive to log in. That's fine. But like the ones for resources, like that shouldn't have to exist.
Yeah, they instead of healing the wound, they just keep piling more band-aids on top of it, like over and over again.
I was gonna say, like, maybe a small alternative would be like, discounted on the shops. Like they, so for example, on the weekends we have, a limited time to increase our souls, right? Like we have that extra bonus for souls. And even if you notice, like if you do that, you do get some energy, right? If they increase that would be nice. As well, or if they, we have like a shop or on the weekends we would have like a discount on shops specifically tied to not souls, the energy and skip tickets, right? So instead of it costing whatever it is now, it just be like discounted at like half price, or something small like that would be nice. Or if they make these events specifically tied to more energy and skip tickets, not like on a weekly basis, but I'd say like probably bi-weekly would be kind of fair in their eyes, maybe. But it would help out a lot. But yeah, I think that'd be pretty nice if they added that like discounted thing.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
So ultimately, I think to answer this question and kind of move on to the next one is to just rework the energy demands of PvE itself so that it's not so demanding to get all the resources. And when I say rework it, I don't mean like make that events cost less energy, but increase the drops like Zoom said and like Goresh said, reduce some of the soul count requirements to get the characters done.
Yeah, because what I was about to say, when you said, hey, 5 months problem, or Zoom said that, it's because we didn't have that many Zenkai units coming out like every other week, or sometimes even 2 Zenkais in a row, where you're just getting, like drained for energy. And yeah, that's my thought, is also just that's probably the biggest reason, because as Goresh said, like 386 Super Soul 6 for the 6th and 7th panel. Yeah, that's going to take a lot. Okay, so I think we can move on to the next question, and that one is coming from Gori Homesh, and they're asking, exactly, it's homie time. Do you guys think they should or will run a full balance update on all the units, including Zenkai, so that the gap between OP units reduces in PvP, and people start relying on kits of the unit rather than their raw stats?
They won't do that though.
Nah.
They
No
won't do
way.
that.
I think in an ideal world, that's what they should do, but it's not realistic, right? Like they can't just go through and be like, all right, yeah, we're just gonna look at every unit and rebalance the whole game. Like there's like, I don't know, like 100. Actually, there's probably like close to 300 units in the game at this point.
Yep.
Like it's not realistic, but in theory, if they had unlimited resources and unlimited time, then that would be a viable solution. But it's
Not even that, but people paid for some units
Yeah.
that they got. So like if like example, you have UI at 14 stars, right? So you want that full power of UI at 14 stars. So if they just nerf that, it would feel like all that would go to waste, So that's just my take.
Yeah. Well, okay. The only unit I've ever really been in favor of them nerfing is Gohan.
And
Well,
18,
for sure.
please. 18 too, thank you.
Like there are very clear offenders to the point where it just destroys the entire game.
Yeah, I don't. This. Oh, go ahead.
No, you can go. That was basically it.
I think this question is like, this doesn't make them any money. So this question illustrates the reason why they got rid of the old free balance change system. Like even that wasn't financially manageable for them. So there's no way this is going to happen. But to kind of flip-flop that, the way that they do things like this is by these battle system updates, right? So they can't like directly nerf or they could directly nerf a unit, but they haven't. Instead, they've just changed the whole way the game battle system operates, which like that's what nerfed LF Namek Goku, right? The changes to the tackle system and back floating and whatnot. So
isn't it against gacha laws though to do that anyway, to nerf something you
No, it's not. The only law for gacha games is you can't have, it's called complete gacha.
Kompu gacha,
Yeah. You can't have 2 summonable units directly interact exclusively with each other to have a buff.
Yeah, and that came from DNA, the company back in the day would have giant banners with like 50 units on them, and you'd have to collect them all, and once you collect them all, it would complete a set, and then you got a set buff. And like all these people and kids like went bankrupt and would charge their parents' credit cards like 1,000,000 yen, and they like very quickly illegalized that. And that's all thanks to DNA. The same company that makes Pokemon Masters. You can thank them for that.
We don't talk about that game.
Yeah.
Trash.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Sorry. I guess we'll move on to the next question coming from South Park Illuminati. And then we kind of touched on that topic a little bit. Has Kid Goku set the bar for free-to-play Zenkais too high? He was literally a top 5 unit in the game on release, but then every other free-to-play Zenkai wasn't as good as he was on release, except maybe Snappa.
I think he pushed the bar for free to play Zenkas, and then they noticed that because they were like a free to play unit top 5. No. We gotta make them less good spend money. So ever since then they've been like not making them as good anymore. So yeah, I'd agree that he did set the bar too high for free to play.
I think
Like,
eventually they'll make another unit just as
No,
good
but-
as him.
No,
Yeah.
but that's where they should be. As free to play units, we're investing our energy, souls, our time into this unit. Let them be good so we can feel good about using them in PvP, right? So it's like,
This is
think
something that I've said a million times across like almost all the podcasts, but I can't stress to you guys that certain Zenkai units are going to come out and they're going to be overwhelmingly like WTF, and then other units are going to come out Zenkai and they're going to be largely skippable, like the Go tanks, and that's going to keep
Yep.
alternating and flip flopping, just on a whim. It comes down to the fact that like the developers pick a character like, oh, we like this character, and they make them OP. Like, that could be the reason why one character is OP. Like, there's no predicting which one is going to be super awesome.
Yeah, there's definitely a balance aspect into it because they're not just gonna make every character OP and they're just not gonna make every character suck. I mean, there's just it's black and white. There's like two sides of the coins. It's not just heads or tails all the time. So it's not just like everybody's gonna be Kid Goku. No, like I'm pretty sure the next Zenkai unit to come out, which is what's gonna be the next Legends Road? It's
It should be IT Goku.
who came out?
IT Goku.
Yardrat?
The Red
Yeah.
Goku.
Yardar. Yeah, that's gonna be
Yardrat.
fun. But yeah,
Hopefully they never
they
come
got to
out.
do something about that green card. But I mean, you can even run him with Bardock too. So yeah, for sure that character is gonna be much better than Gold Tank. So just like Nas
Can you
said,
get like
they're
quadruple
gonna.
Zenkai buffed or something?
What's that question?
The Yardrat.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty sure
crazy,
you can
right?
get like quadruple Zenkai buffed or something, right?
Yup, with
Well, he'll be
Bardock,
the-
with
he'll be
Super
the-
Saiyan, Red Goku. Yeah, it's gonna be insane. Yeah.
Wow.
I was gonna say, I think that
Skirky, they're talking
they.
about Yardrat Goku, not the green one. Sorry.
Okay.
Continue.
The Legends
Red,
Road.
Legends Road.
So I
yeah.
think specifically for Kid Goku, I think like pretty much what everybody else said, they raised the bar up way too high for him. But again, he was like the first free to play
Yeah.
Zenkai, right? So they kind of wanted to, that was intentional. They wanted to hype it up. They wanted us to, give us that incentive to, grind him and whatnot, and then I think everybody else expected, all right, well, this is gonna be a trend. This is gonna be a thing. This is gonna be a pattern, like so. And then Trunks came along, he was probably almost near that level, but in a different way. But then it started to kind of like go downhill from there. So I think for Kid Goku specifically, they did that on purpose to kind of get us, to motivate us to, hey, like this is free, you should do it. Look how good he is. But then now he's just like, all right, like everybody else, every other Zenkai that's free to play is like, all right, like. Sure, I guess.
So yeah,
I'll
to
do it.
be honest, it was one of the first ones. It could have been a genuine mistake, and just like he was really good, and then they had to scale it
Yeah,
down because
probably.
how good he was.
Yeah.
It could have just been that, like,
Is it Yardrat Goku next, or is it Great Saiyan? I can't remember.
I think
I think it's Yardrat.
isn't it is okay.
I think it is Yardrat.
I don't remember.
I'm like 70% sure.
Well, that leaves some room for Eric. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, and that question comes from Mist. Greetings to the chat. What current part of Legends do you dislike and would like to see get reworked or revamped to
Oh, boy.
improve? Like the
Oh, that's a
energy
deep
to-
question.
PvE.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's not get too deep into it. But I'll just say
PvE.
PvP.
Yeah, PvE.
PvP. Bebop, what?
I'll say PvP.
Yeah,
Wait,
just the
wait. What about
PVE.
PvP?
Well, I still dislike PvP. Like despite like it's nice because of the changes, but I'd be like, hey, like
Dude,
I'll be cliche and say still like the inputs that's not registering in the lag, but that's just a whole different ballpark and thing I'll discuss. But yeah, PvE I guess too. Now you guys brought that up. Yeah, like it's not fun. It's boring. But
But you don't like skip ticketing through everything?
it's a skip ticket simulator at this point.
Hey,
So-
but first you have to
biggest
play
problem
that thing with 2 purple units, and then you have to play it with 2 blue units, and you have to
Yeah,
God.
right cards. Okay.
The thing about PvE is that the bots just wait for you. Like they're the epitome of perfect vanish fishers, dude. Like they're just sitting there waiting for you to attack. Just whoop, perfect vanish. and then
My favorite thing in PvE is when the mission is land the first attack, and then
Yeah.
it's impossible.
impossible.
or,
yeah.
or be it in 100 and something counts, and then the bot just like, okay, I'm not gonna attack you. So it's
Or perform 3 cover changes and then never chain their combo.
Yep.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, you got to play like 6 times just to complete one mission. It's ridiculous.
Or when it has land a rising rush and then win without using rising rush. It's in the same mission.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
You-
remember
you
that
remember-
one? I'm sorry, but
That
let me just say this
perfectly
really
cool.
quickly.
Perfect.
Yeah,
win,
the perfect win, but there was the other one where you had to play each. There was like a different character you had to play as Goku, play as Vegito,
All of-
play as
yes.
Frieza, play as this. Bro,
Reddit
I
event,
wanted to
right?
shoot myself in the foot.
Yes. Or the costume, right? Was it that for the
Oh,
costume?
God.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Awesome,
For the
yeah.
Raditz, for the Raditz one. There you go. Yep. Oh my
That was
God.
so bad. I didn't
Blow
do
your
it.
brains out.
I want more costumes. Never mind anything else. I want more costumes.
Yeah, so what I would like is just to fix PvP stuff. Like I get so frustrated with frame drops, with input, false inputs. Like I click the strike cards and my character tap punches. So it's like,
Mhm.
please just bug fix that. Like everything else doesn't really matter that much to me because I spend most of my time in PvP. But if I had a less frustrating experience and I just know, okay, I lost this match because the opponent actually outplayed me, not because the game did, that would be cool.
You know what I never understood? Why is there a gap in between the cards?
Yeah, I
Dude,
don't know.
That
It
has
happens a
catched me
You
lot
can
to
click
me.
in it.
That has catched me a few times.
Yeah,
I'm not
my
gonna
big
lie.
fat fingers.
They should just have no gap.
Yeah.
Like, and so you're always clicking something.
Yeah, and if you want to tap, you click higher.
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
normal.
that
It's
was
nobody-
that is definitely annoying. To quickly answer my question for this, the current thing I dislike the most, because I am primarily a PvP player, is fix the netcode, please, and find a way to constantly try and improve your efforts to keep the cheaters out. Okay, that's just been something I've been saying forever, though. And then if I had to pick something else, make PvE more fun, like more game modes, boss rushes, like the co-op version that I said
Yeah,
earlier.
that's the only way they can make PvE more fun is just to implement more game modes because like either you said this like a few minutes ago or like 30 minutes ago, like leaderboards, time trials, anything to just kind of make it more integrating, I guess, with other people in a way. Kind of like a Dokkan also. I remember when Dokkan first introduced kind of like a time trial thing, and it actually kind of worked. They had like a tournament here in Los Angeles, and I went to it. And it was actually really fun, like the whole time trial. So everybody starts competing with each other. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like a new aspect where it's not like everything's on repeat,
Yeah, that's cool.
I was gonna say
Okay.
finally, just to wrap it up, just please the guilds, like just talk about it at least, like bro,
Yeah,
we
they-
need some
they-
news on that. That's
they
it.
teased that like a year ago now.
Well, they have this really awesome thing
Yeah.
coming out, which is Dungeons. It should be coming out in 2027, so stay tuned for that.
All right.
Alright.
Didn't they say? I think they
I'll-
said that it's gonna come out like next year around like
Q2
May or
probably.
something.
Remember,
Yeah,
just keep in mind that they tease that at the same time as Yellow Vegito.
That's true.
Yeah. I guess when that comes out, I'll have a lot of time.
You'll probably have kids and be a grandfather by then.
Hilarious.
All right, so let's move on to the next question that we can answer before 2027. That's come from Dirty Rooster 100. Do you guys think Legends could almost make a comeback to the competitive side if they decide to make new characters where they require practice to fully know how to use them properly, like UI Goku?
I definitely
Yep.
hope they do
Yep.
more characters that have unique play styles. Please, for the
Yep.
love of God, do this. But I don't think this alone would fully bring the game back. The game needs this, but Zenkai needs to be
as long
addressed.
as Gohan 18 and Super Saiyan 3 are like the top three, like PvP
Yeah.
will never ever be like
That
competitive.
was exactly what I was gonna say too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
it.
kind of
Like,
too late.
You can't
Yeah.
have a unit. Okay, well you can, but this is not how you make it competitive. You can't have the best unit in the game be, oh I drew a strike card. Okay, let me click it. Oh I drew a strike card. Okay, let me click it. You can't have the best unit in the game be that, and he's better at his best than UI Goku is at his best when it takes like 50 million IQ to use UI Goku.
Yep.
So
Like,
Yeah, like-
they're literally just brained like just 18, click a card. They swap out, oh, I get better, click a card. Gohan, one blast. Super Saiyan 3, 2 strikes.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. It's so that's literally how you explain the top 3 units in the game. That's literally how you explain it.
I've even been seeing people actually just run 18 Super Saiyan 3 and FSK now. Like I was just like, it doesn't matter anymore, dude. Like Zenkais are just gonna rule it. Like it's kind of too late to kind of suppress those units like that. Like you'd
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
release a bunch of units like that clearly suppress them, that all right, they're no longer relevant, but that's gonna take a very long time. Like they're still gonna be relevant.
Dude, I fought against somebody who was using an Android's team, and he just put Gohan on there, and he was still one-shotting me.
Yeah,
Dude,
like, it
it's
doesn't
crazy
matter.
how Gohan is like a rising rush as a unit. Like that's
One
the perfect
blast
way
is one rising rush.
to explain. Yeah, that's the perfect way to explain him. Like,
Yeah,
Just
so
what is that?
like,
Like a
it'd be
nuke?
nice. Yeah, like it'd be nice to just have units like UI, like he's unique, he feels rewarding. He's a double-edged sword. Like those are perfect units. He's literally my favorite unit now that they released, since like again, like you have to be smart about how you play him and whatnot, and you have to work your way around him, and he feels rewarding. But if they did that now, it's just too late.
All right. I would say we can move on to the next question, and that one's asking, what changes to the game would you like to see to make it more free-to-play friendly?
Wait, you cut out. Is this the final
Okay.
question?
No, it's,
Uh,
well, no, there's like one or two more after this one.
Sorry, yeah,
So
because you
what-
just cut out when you were explaining that.
All
Yeah.
right. So what changes to the game would you like to? Oh, so you heard the question, but
okay.
We heard the question.
Maybe-
You cut out before.
no, we have a couple more.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
so the
it's
thing
more-
about the thing about Legends is that people seem to have this misconception where they think that you can't compete in PvP for free to play, which is totally false. I mean, like, you just have to
Yeah.
be good at the game, right? The thing is, people want to log in and just get crystals like that. When the game
Mhm.
spreads it out like in different areas, so like every month we get at least 15,000 chrono crystals, but like people are like, where's it all at? I don't have it. It's like you gotta play the game to get it. You don't just log in and then just collect it. Like you gotta play the game to get the crystals. I think that in terms of free to play friendly, like just release more units, like Kid
Yeah.
Goku, like that caliber of a unit for like a team that needs it, like LOE, Vegito Family, movies, any of those teams that need help. Make a free to play unit for that team specifically, and then yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
you
the
gotta
way to
put
go.
time. You gotta put time into actually play the game in events, because I had 0 crystals after UI Goku Ban like 4 days ago, and I'm already on 5,000 crystals like for 4 days later by just playing the game. Like there are crystals there. You just gotta play the events. You
Yeah,
can't
there-
expect
there-
it's just.
Exactly. There's crystals up for grabs. It's just how you manage them.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
managing money in a way. I kind of it pretty much is. I kind of make just this series on my channel where every week I just pretty much just I don't only go over how many and where how many chrono crystals you guys can get, but I kind of tell you guys how to manage them as well. So like if there's a certain banner that comes out, like what was one of the most recent banners that just came out right now that was kind of useless. Anyways, I specifically told everybody not to summon on that, because obviously Black Friday's coming around and good stuff like that. People always like, oh, should I summon on this? I'm like, okay, so is your team based off of that? Are you free to play? Then don't summon, good stuff like that. Another really good example is kind of like Prof. Prof, he only mainly runs hybrids.
Yeah.
So if there's not really a hybrids character for him in that specific banner, he'll probably just save and won't summon, So
Yeah,
it's just how you manage your crystals.
people like they summon on the worst type of banners, and then when the hype unit comes out, they're
Exactly.
like, "Oh my god, no chrono crystals working!" It's like, dude, you gotta pick,
Exactly.
like 1 or 2 tags. So for me, I mean, Vegito Family and Garki. So I pick those 2 tags, and any banner that has those units on it, I'll summon on it if they're good.
You
gotta
couldn't
wait
put it
until,
any
like,
better way. That's
you
exactly it, bro.
You gotta wait until like Goresh or like me or like any other content creator gives their opinion on a unit if they're good or not, and then you look at your account, look at the teams you have, and say, will this unit improve my team or not? Then you summon on the banner. You don't just go in and like when you get him, you
People
got no
just-
team to run him on, and then you're
People
like,
just get easily influenced by the hype. They just
Yeah,
summon immediately,
yeah.
and then they
gotta have
regret it
self-control.
afterwards.
And that's
then you
one of the
have
reasons
buyer's
why
remorse.
that's one of the reasons why I like really try and get my stuff, like my videos, out like right away for new characters, because like
Yeah.
people don't know how good they're going to be. Even like nobody really knows how good a character's going to be until you bring them into like the actual PvP content.
PvP,
Because
Right.
in this game, it's extremely difficult to tell just by looking at a kit of a unit how good they're going to be.
Right.
So that's why you can't just look at them and be like, oh my god, he gets 100% damage, he's so good.
Boo-tanks,
You can't just do
Boo-tanks,
that.
Boo-tanks. Boo-tanks is like a perfect example of that. He gets like so much damage, but he's garbage.
I call it post summon clarity.
Dude, also the
Yeah,
the
it's
like
community is
post-nut.
just
Buyer's remorse.
if you tell anyone in the community that you can get like top 3,000 being free to play, everyone would say that you're lying and whatnot. It's like it's not impossible. Just be good at the game. It's not that hard, dude. It really is not that hard.
Yeah,
Like,
you need to just get
I
your
made a
muscle
post-
memory down.
Like I made a post on Reddit about it, and everyone came at me. I'm like, okay, are you saying it's impossible? Because it's not. Because I've done it. So it's like,
It's kind of
this
the
point-
same as saying like you have a Zenkai 7 unit that's never free to play, but those are crystals that you can farm.
Yeah.
And if there's somebody
Exactly.
who has like 3 Zenkai 7 units, which is now at these days 21,000 crystals, they might as well be farmed. If we say we get 15k a month, that's less than 2 months, right? If you don't spend anything else. So just as ZVG said, you pick and choose your teams if you're
Yep.
free to play, and then
one or
you
two
go-
tags, pick those teams, like base it off your favorite unit in the game, because at the end of the day you're gonna want to have fun, right? So for me, Vegeta's my favorite unit, so obviously Vegeta family sayings, I'll go for those teams. So I know what I'm going in for already before it even happens. So I'm like, I'm saving, a unit comes out, I'll get him, and if it boosts my team or not. So like when Chunks came out, the green hybrid Chunks, I was like, this dude directly replaces LF Vegeta. So I'm gonna go in for him because I want to make my team better. But sadly, I didn't get him. So it's like, okay,
Okay, I think the
That's
next
the reality.
question kind of feeds into that. Just more of a right now. What should so the question comes from 305 asking, what should free-to-play players aim for right now? Saving CC for New Year's, future Zenkais, or spending on current Zenkais and banners?
okay.
What-
Zenkais is the way to go.
Well, this-
Honestly, like,
Before you go
Zenkai-
in, this answer is
yeah.
different for everybody, right? But yeah, go ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to be competitive in PvP, Zenkais obviously. If you want to have fun, go for the units that you like. It's just that simple. Because units that aren't Zenkai can still compete with Zenkai units like Topo, Jiren, Goku Black, Transforming Cell. We have those units who can compete and are better than some Zenkais in the game, right? So it all depends on what Dims does with their kit and whatnot. But it's like if you want to have fun, go for the units that you want to go for. If you want to be competitive, Zenkais is the way to go, obviously.
Yeah. Right now, to most immediately answer this question, everyone that's free to play should be saving for New Year's right now. Like, unless Pride Troopers and the dogs are your main team and that's all you care about, then you should probably be saving for New Year's.
Yeah. I'm just sort of starting to save for New Year's now, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, guys, just if you guys are watching right now, I would just start saving for New Year's because the smart thing to do is definitely to spend on Zenkais, especially the relevant ones. But I'm pretty sure if you guys do spend on Zenkais and then let's just say Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta comes out, you'll for sure you won't be the happiest Dragon Ball Legends player for sure. So definitely just save for New Year's right now because if something comes out, it's definitely going to be a hype unit. If you sort of just compare it to last year. Rose came out for the first time. At that time, that was really hype. And as well as the Super Saiyan 4s. Oh, yeah, just save for New Year's. And then after New Year's, definitely focus on Zenkais and your specific teams.
So
One really good tip that I found that a lot of people don't really take advantage of is keep in mind how long these banners are around.
Yep,
for.
I was just about to say that. The Ultra
Yeah.
Instinct the Ultra Instinct banner doesn't go away till the 12th of next year.
And
Same
Yeah,
for-
so it's literally around for over a month from now. So if you're like, oh, should I summon on the Zenkai banner, or should I summon on the Step Up banner, or should I at least wait and see what comes out for like Christmas or New Year's? Probably just wait. Like if you're
Yeah,
free to
but-
play, you have a constraint on your resources. It's just how it is.
yeah, at
So
that
you
point,
might
it's
as
up to
well
the
make the
player.
best of it.
Yeah, at that
Yeah.
point, it's up to the players, up to you, like to have self-control. Like again, like he said, these banners are up for a very long time. Super Saiyan Blue Zenkai, like he's really like top tier, and he's up until January 5th, 2021. Like really, you have time. It's all about self-control at that point. And if you summon, then I'm sorry to say, but that's just on you. So you have to be patient, and you guys have to have that self-control.
Yeah, like literally, you could wait on the UI banner until we exactly know what's coming for New Year's. Like you and then you could pick which one you want to summon on at that point. So
yeah. And if you have some crystals left over, you can still give it a multi or two on a try.
Yep.
But then you can at least get what you wanted first, and you don't feel disappointed that you spent your chronos on this one. And I would say we'll go over to the last question right now, and that one's from Majin Luck asking, with the rate the game is dropping Zenkais, would it be preferable for Zenkais to catch up with the release of the unit so both drop at the same time, maybe by 4th or 5th anniversary?
Wait,
You
what?
say they
I
drop at the
don't
same
get
time,
it.
so a unit releases with their Zenkai available?
That's how I understood the question. So I just really wanted to hear what you thought about this.
Hold up.
I
Let me
think that-
reread this.
Yeah, because it's
Okay,
hella
so
confusing.
let me give you an
struggled,
example.
yeah.
No, I
It's
understand.
like-
He's talking about like say sparking Vegeta from whatever comes out tomorrow. The same day he comes out, he would also have a Zenkai available.
Oh no. Why
Oh, no.
not just make the unit good from the start if that's the case? I mean, and that's in a business aspect that's far from not good at all. So
Yeah, the
simple answer, just no. Yeah.
the way that the Zenkai system earns them money and the way they're exploiting it is like, well, in most cases they'll release a hype unit. The hype unit makes them money on the summon banner. Then the hype for that unit dies off. Then they bring back Zenkai, and the hype for the unit's back. So now they've double
Exactly.
monetized the same unit. If they just
Yeah,
ran
so-
them back to back on release, the only people that would be targeted would be the whales, because nobody else would do that. Like nobody would do
So
that.
the answer to this is pretty much no from everybody.
No, yeah. They're a business. They know what they're doing. So
Like
can move on.
this system exists not only to make them money twice on the same characters, but also this is their balance adjustment now. So like old characters that have fallen out of the meta can be resurrected. If you Zenkai'd them on release, that would kill that whole like balance adjustment aspect of that.
I think this concept comes from Dokkan because Dokkan does do their version of Zenkai, which is Easy A for new units, but I don't like that because again, like what you just said, it's supposed to be their version of a balance change.
Yeah.
Not saying everything's balanced with Zenkai because obviously it's not, but that's what it's meant to do. So I don't think that would happen in this game, and I think they're smart enough to know that they shouldn't do that.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah.
And then
All right.
alternatively, someone else in chat suggested that on every I don't understand this either, but on every banner a new Zenkai unit drops with the banner. Well, I don't think that'll happen either because the way they do it now allows them to pace content, right? There'll be a new banner, and then another week later there'll be a new Zenkai, and then another new banner. Like if they railroaded all of that to releasing at the same time, then they'd have off weeks with nothing to do, right? So I don't think that'll happen either.
Yeah, and I mean also you need to give the people a break with the banners so that they can also save up for stuff. So I don't think it's a good idea to release that much at once. I mean, even 2 Zenkais is crazy. Like 14k crystals. It's also steep.
Yeah.
So you need to again pick and choose.
It's even crazier, like, because with just this celebration, there were so many people that were like, all right, I'm going to wait for Fat Boo and Cooler, whatever the other one, because, like, we're going to wait for the rework of their banners so they cost 7,000. Okay, well, now they're back with the rework, and also they released 2 new Zenkais. So that's like, assuming you do the missions, you're going to need still 26,000 CC to do 4 Zenkais at once. So that's not very chill, Bandai. That's not chill
And
at all.
also they kind of became more irrelevant. I mean, Zenkai Boo, I think less so than Cooler, but just LOE is in a spot where right now I don't know if I would again spend 7,000 crystals on Cooler.
Well,
Just because the team is not really in a good spot.
if a sparking premium LOE Zenkai comes with the EX for first one Frieza Zenkai, and they just get 2 at once, and then you have Cooler, that might catch LOE up very quickly.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. Like,
Same.
imagine Green Golden Frieza drops Zenkai Premium, and then they have the EX one in an event for free, and then both of that launches, like, this week or next week.
Yes, Green Golden Frieza Zenkai.
Yeah. So then LOE is instantly back in the spotlight. And then that would be blue, blue, green, so it'd be kind of weird, but, whatever.
All right. I would say that's it for the questions, and that closes down our podcast. But before we go, this will premiere on YouTube 24 hours after release on Twitch. So check us out there as well. Some of us will be in chat. Also, don't forget to follow all our creators, Bebop, DB Zoom, Dragonball Joe, Goresh, Nasrachi, and ZVG. We hope that you enjoyed this podcast. Don't forget to also follow us over on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and we have a Discord server. All of that you can find on 59gaming.com. With that said, we hope that you have a good week. We'll all see you in the next one, and may our Jesus be with you. Bye, everyone.
With that said, we are done. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out, everybody.
All right, see you guys.
Peace
Good luck,
out.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Yep.
You wanna